So I was just talking to myself about like certain things relating to like my YouTube channel and like my transition and like the past because I'm so much a dweller of the past lately. It's bad. It really is bad. But it just came to mind that like the whole music stuff, that was never the core of what I wanted to be, even though it was, well, I mean, it was a good anchor, definitely a good anchor. But at the end, what did I want to be? I didn't want to just be someone playing sounds, making people enjoy sounds. That's a very reductionist way of describing music, obviously, but that wasn't the core of me alone. I wanted to inspire. I wanted to be an inspiration. I wanted people to be able to hear me and for me to be a comforter to people and to be a reassurer to people and to be an imparter of insight and understanding about this little thing called life. And it feels as though in the past year and a half, that has been bludgeoned, so much by actions of my own, which in part relate to circumstances that I've been through, yes. Like, you don't just, have a panic attack and then become hospitalized and go to jail. That's not just something that is your fault, like that did happen. I had to leave school because of things that I didn't fully realize I was doing. To my embarrassment, sadness, and confusion, and anger. I had to build my own career from the bottom up. Yes, I do live in a nice house with my parents and stuff, but I didn't have their support. And I was also transitioning without their support. And, a lot of stuff. But all of that just started to fall on itself, in the last year and a half. And that's kind of why I've dwelt on it so much, because that was so integral to who I was, to be a light to people, whatever that meant. It just felt nice to know that like people found peace in my presence, found capacity to be open to someone in my presence. That was always something that people could count on me for, and I could count on myself for, that even if I screwed up so much, I would still be some sort of glimmering hope to people. But then I became conservative, and then I, continued to have all these angry outbursts and became snide at times to people and two-faced. One face lovely, the other face not so much, And it, there are a lot of people I miss. A lot of people from college, a lot of people from high school, a lot of people that I was just really close with and who really helped me, and I even helped them. And that's just gone now. Like, there was this one girl in my college. I met her before I even started at TCNJ because of the Bonner program. And what happened is, so she and her boyfriend were basically on loose threads at that point. And she opened up to me, and she trusted me with that information. She trusted me with her emotions in that time. That was a dreary time for her, because that was the love of her life for a bit. And, I was able to give her tickets to see the Rockettes that Christmas season. And, she even helped me find my first feminine outfits to buy at Marshall's in the, Mercer County area near TCNJ. And she was just a very lovely person, very kind-hearted, very ambitious, very clear head on her shoulders, very judicious, and very, at the same time, non-judgmental, you know, clear-headed, very clear-headed. And I miss her. She was a really good friend to me, and you know, when I had that suicidal episode that led to me being hospitalized within a month after I left TCNJ, it just gave more and more suggestion to her that she was not going to be enough to be my friend. She felt stressed out. She needed space. It was too much. I had sent her a page about how I had gone through all of these things before I even left TCNJ, and I sent this to her as a long document documenting all the stuff I'd been through, and it you know, I think she read it actually, but then suddenly I'm leaving TCNJ suddenly because of behavioral issues, so I'm being suspended, and then I want to become a professional musician, but I have this very weird style, and I'm insisting that I play in her town, you know, and clearly I have, you know, a vague direction in life because, well, yes, I want to be a musician, but like, what goods do you have that are actually going to finitely, undeniably have some value to a large amount of people, you know? And then suicidality suddenly, and I'm hospitalized, and I publicized this on Facebook. Like, you know, even that on top of it also, like, the fact that I made these things public, you know, makes it hard on a friend because you feel for that person, you feel connected to that person, you feel that person's a part of you and your, you know, your being. So, like, if they're doing things like that, it's like, I own this, and that's hard for me to accept, you know? So, yeah, it was a hard, very hard, long battle with me, even though at first, you know, she always saw me, and perhaps even still sees me as this brilliant person with a lot of heart and a lot of interesting traits. But now she probably just sees me as also deeply troubled, or at least having been deeply troubled. She probably just wishes the best for me, you know. Wow, I went for a while on that one. I actually had stuff to say this time. I didn't have to do a cutaway. I actually just spoke for a bit. That was nice. Wish I could walk outside and like do, you know, a vlog like that, but I don't want to walk too far from home, for obvious reasons. Yeah, but like, I don't speak to her anymore because she said she thinks it's best for us to go separate ways. You know, that friendship was very, very strong for the 2.5 years that it lasted, and it felt like it lasted much longer. You know, I could go way back to that, and it's like, oh, we should have always been friends or something, you know? And I've lost so many people like that. And it's very sad. Because I was an inspiration to all of them. They all found me inspiring. And that's not something everyone gets, you know? Everyone might get love at some point, but not everyone gets to be the inspiring one to people. You know, if you're inspiring, it's like, well, I guess everyone does inspire everyone in some way, but like, to be so consistently seen as like this light and this interesting, catalytic sort of person, you know, it's, at the very least, it's a blessing and a privilege. And so many of these friends of mine were also inspiring to me, and like, so many of them I took for granted. I would load my issues on them. I understand to have separateness, that like, if you were in my life, I had to give you my life too. Like, no, that's not how it works. And that, you know, things like this are a deterrent from being an inspiration. If you want to make that your career, like, the people in your circle and in your circle of circles count. And if you screw things up with them, it'll be consequential and deleterious to your career. So, like, that's why I'm on here again, you know, because I feel like the best thing I can do is be upfront and share myself, regardless of how I might attribute it from a psychiatric standpoint. Just to be honest and allow people to see me and feel what I have to say and my insights on my life and my life. I hope I'm not dizzying you with the background. I like to walk when I talk. It's, you know, and she was also so very supportive as far as my art and music and anything I want to do. She even, for a short while before I left TCNJ, I was giving her piano lessons because, like, she wanted piano lessons. And even though I have probably under-rehearsed most of the stuff I've played, I still know my way around a piano and around a guitar, and mainly around a piano especially. And I know my music theory and, you know, good relative pitch, if not perfect pitch, you know. And she came to me for that, you know. Like, I was able to help these people, you know. I was able to give them stuff while you're friends. Make myself useful, you know. That's a big part of self-worth. Making yourself useful, you know. And yeah, I'm sure I am a light to people still, you know. But I have to put myself to use. Even if I am still useful to people, regardless of what I think, I still have to make sure that what I think is in check. And I have to make sure that I'm doing things to allow me to have positive self-regard, you know. Unconditional positive regard isn't always the solution, you know. So, although it is necessary in some way, I don't really have much to say now. I think the fact that I was able to run through so much with the consistent, you know, pattern of speech, I like that. So I think I'm going to end this video now, and I'll title it something something inspiration, you know. I just want to, this is where my heart lies. I want to, you know, I want to write songs too. I want to play them and sing them, but it feels empty if I'm not inspiring. If I'm not inspiring to people, it feels very empty. Unless I'm alone, even then. Okay, thanks. Goodbye.